What's going on, Fantasy World? It is the Commissioner back after a 3-week hiatus. ESPN was having an issue, so I wasn't going to be able to post up the vids anyway. I still got to work on it. That's why it's going to be posted on as a league message. But let's get up into the standings. Now that we have gone 4 weeks into the season, we have a more clear picture of what the standings are going to look like. So let's get up into it. The North Division right now is in a two-way tie for first place between the Packers and the Ravens, both sitting 3-1. However, in second place, both tied up, is the Bears and the Bengals, who are both 2-2, so they're both one game back in that division. That division is pretty much wide open. South Division, you got the Atlanta Falcons holding that down with the 3-1 record. So far we got 3 teams that are 3-1, 4 teams that are 3-1, excuse me. I just took a look and peeked over to the other side. But in the South Division, you got the Falcons, like I said, 3-1. The Tennessee Titans sitting at 2-2, 1 game back. The Jaguars at 1-3, 2 games back. And then you got the Miami Dolphins, 0-4, 4 games back. East Division, as we move it on up to the east side, that's being headed right now by myself. The Jets with a 3-1 record. Right behind me, I got the Orlando Patriots with a 2-2 record, 1 game back. Tied up for second place with the Orlando Patriots would be the New York Giants, who are 2-2. And then the Dallas Cowboys are bringing up the rear in the East Division with a record of 1-3, 2 games back. Let's see. Move on up into last week's standings, or last week's matchups, as I just did the standings. Closest matchup of the week was the matchup between the Baltimore Ravens and the New York Jets. Myself, that matchup went to the Jets with a score of 122 to 118, so only 4 points separated that matchup. Leading score for the Jets, LT, with 32 points. Leading score for the Ravens was Arian Foster with 35 points. Next matchup puts the Miami Dolphins up against the Orlando Patriots. The Orlando Patriots pretty much almost doubled up on that matchup. Score on that was 120 to 68. Leading score for the Patriots was their defense with 33 points. Leading score for the Dolphins was Antonio Gates with 26 points. Now we move on up to the third matchup, which put the Jacksonville Jaguars up against the Cincinnati Bengals. The Jaguars took that matchup 107 to 83. Leading score for the Jacksonville Jaguars was Maurice Jones-Drew, MJD, with 28 points on the week. Leading score for the Bengals was Carson Palmer with 21 points. Moving on up to the next matchup, you had the Green Bay Packers taking on the Tennessee Titans. That went to the Green Bay Packers 125 to 98. Leading score for the Packers was Rashard Mendenhall. Leading score for the Titans was Zach Miller with 18 points. Chicago Bears took on the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons took that one 101 to 75. Leading scorer for the Bears was Peyton Manning with 20 points. Top scorer for the Falcons was Sean Hill with 22. And the last matchup of the week, that put the Dallas Cowboys up against the New York Giants. The Giants take that matchup 84 to 25. And leading scorers for Dallas looks like, give me 1 second, D'Angelo Williams with 15 points. Leading scorer for the Giants was Mon Bradshaw with 22 points. Now let's get up into the previews for this week's matchups. This week's matchups puts the 3-1 Jets up against the 1-3 Jaguars, followed by the Cincinnati Bengals taking on the Tennessee Titans. The Bengals got a 2-2 record. The Titans have a 2-2 record. Somebody's moving up, somebody's moving down. You know how it's going down. The Giants are taking on the Cowboys once again, so in a back-to-back matchup, I guess home or whatever, swapped and flipped. But the Giants are 2-2, the Cowboys are 1-3, and we'll see if he can get revenge for last week's loss. The Falcons, who are 3-1, are taking the 0-4 Dolphins this week, followed by the Baltimore Ravens, who are 3-1, taking on the Orlando Patriots, who are now 2-2. And then in the last matchup of the week, that puts the Chicago Bears, who are 2-2, up against the Green Bay Packers, who are 3-1. Lots of good matchups. I want to thank you guys for tuning in. I know, like I said, we had a couple issues here. I'm still waiting for, I got to fix up a couple codes and stuff so I can get the show posted up on the main page. But as for now, I'll keep it up on the side. That's the Fantasy Flex. I'm Flex. Thank you guys for signing in, tuning into the league, and Flex out.